Hi, family. Welcome back.
Welcome back. Yeah, welcome back. So beautiful to join with you.
I'm still having a teary over yesterday's meditation that Sis gave us. So just in a beautifully altered place. And we recognize that the last time you heard this lesson that we were wearing suits and ties and hats and funny sunglasses. So we thought we would have Nouk read this lesson in its entirety as the review for today.
Thanks, Sis.
Thank you.
Thank you. We're on review lesson 203.
Yeah, and every time she reads, he's going to repeat over and over, say his name, say his name. And can we just join and sink deeply into our heart every time that thought arises or the words are read, just to be ever more deeply anchored there.
Yeah.
Thanks, Sis.
In his name and our own. Thank you. I am not a body, I am free, for I am still as God created me. And the review lesson is from 183. I call upon God's name and on my own. The name of God is my deliverance from every thought of evil and of sin, because it is my own as well as his. I am not a body, I am free, for I am still as God created me. God's name is holy, but no holier than yours. To call upon his name is but to call upon your own. A father gives his son his name and thus identifies the son with him. His brothers share his name, and thus are they united in a bond to which they turn for their identity. Your father's name reminds you who you are, even within a world that does not know, even though you have not remembered it. God's name cannot be heard without response, nor said without an echo in the mind that calls you to remember. To say his name, and you invite the angels to surround the ground on which you stand and sing to you as they spread out their wings to keep you safe and shelter you from every worldly thought that would intrude upon your holiness. Repeat God's name, and all the world responds by laying down illusions. Every dream the world holds dear has suddenly gone by, and where it seemed to stand, you find a star, a miracle of grace. The sick arise, healed of their sickly thoughts. The blind can see, the deaf can hear. The sorrowful cast off their mourning, and the tears of pain are dried as happy laughter comes to bless the world. Repeat the name of God, and little names have lost their meaning. No temptation but becomes a nameless and unwanted thing before God's name. Repeat his name and see how easily you will forget the names of all the gods you valued. The idols in the gap in the dream. They have lost the name of God you gave them. They became anonymous and valueless to you, although before you let the name of God replace their little names, you stood before them worshipfully, naming them as gods, as idols. Repeat the name of God and call upon yourself, whose name is His. Repeat His name, and all the tiny, nameless things on earth slip into right perspective. Those who call upon the name of God cannot mistake the nameless for the name, nor sin for grace, nor bodies for the Holy Son of God. And should you join a brother as you sit with him in silence and repeat God's name along with him within your quiet mind, you have established there an altar which reaches to God Himself and to His Son. Practice but this today. Repeat God's name slowly, again and still again. Become oblivious to every name but His. Hear nothing else. Let all your thoughts become anchored on this, God's name. No other word we use except at the beginning when we say today's idea but once. And then God's name becomes our only thought. God's name becomes our only word, the only thing that occupies our minds, the only wish we have, the only sound with any meaning, and the only name of everything that we desire to see, of everything that we would call our own. Thus do we give an invitation which can never be refused, and God will come and answer it Himself. Think not He hears the little prayers of those who call on Him with names of idols cherished by the world. They cannot reach Him thus. He cannot hear requests that He be not Himself, or that His Son, you, receive another name than His. Repeat God's name, and you acknowledge Him as sole creator of reality. And you acknowledge also that His Son, you, is part of Him, creating in His name. Sit silently and let His name become the all-encompassing idea that holds your mind completely. Let all thoughts be still except this one. And to all other thoughts, respond with this, and see God's name replace the 1,000 little names you gave your thoughts, not realizing that there is one name for all there is, and all that there will be. Today, you can achieve a state in which you will experience the gift of grace. You can escape all bondage of the world and give the world the same release you found. You can remember what the world forgot and offer it your own remembering. You can accept today the part you play in its salvation and your own as well. And both can be accomplished perfectly. Turn to the name of God for your release and it is given you. No prayer but this is necessary, for it holds them all within it. Words are insignificant, and all requests unneeded when God's Son calls on his Father's name. His Father's thoughts become his own. He makes his claim to all his Father gave, and is giving still, and will forever give. He calls on him to let all things he thought he made be nameless now, and in their place the holy name of God becomes his judgment of their worthlessness. All little things are silent. Little sounds are soundless now. The little things of earth have disappeared. The universe consists of nothing but the Son of God, who calls upon his Father. And his Father's voice gives answer in his Father's holy name. In this eternal, still relationship in which communication far transcends all words and yet exceeds in depth and height whatever words could possibly convey, is peace eternal. In our Father's name, we would experience this peace today, and in his name it shall be given us. Amen.
Amen. I don't know if this is the general way, but maybe it's helpful. But in this awakening journey, it was direct experiences of the love of God through holy relationship and the holy instant and enjoining, that you feel the nature of God, and you remember, like it sparks your awareness of the Father that we've tried so hard to forget, and the name of God, and it just conjures up tears and emotions. There's such a love and a longing and a devotion to God, our Creator. And then there would still seem to be this gap between how we find ourselves and that love for God. And the way that that gap is maintained is through false humility. It's this, I'm unworthy, and who am I? And I'm still identifying as mythical me. But the next phase comes where, the false humility, just even through reason, recognizing, accepting the atonement and recognizing that I and the Father are one. And when we accept that we are the Christ, and you reason out, well, then I am one with the Father, that makes way. It opens up for us to be able to admit that that is true. And then through his grace, that even that seeming gap closes, and false humility falls away. And in the deepest humility, you can accept today's lesson that as you call upon God's name, that you are calling upon your own. And then comes that influx of all the love that you have felt for God. You are that. I mean, you really allow all that devotion and affection and a love that you have for God. You include yourself in that and recognize that you are the expression of that. I don't know. There's an acceptance that you really, really are one. And that devotion that you had for God is God's devotion for you, and that it's not separate. Mm-hmm.
It's the love we have for him. The devotion he has for us.
Yes.
reciprocal.
Yes. And then when you allow that love of God for you to be finally felt when you're in defenseless state, there's no more fear of God. And isn't that the final obstacle?
That's it. Because in allowing that, in receiving that, that is that incorruptible innocence. We are the most treasured, beloved child of God. And there's no more separate me to try and accomplish, to try and earn his love. We realize in that moment of accepting that grace that we are his love.
Yeah, that thought of Coreen was back there in my pair of shoes outside the door. Oh, I will with every single one of you, with the Father, that we all have this felt experience today. Trade in nothing for everything. Thank you, God.
And thank you, beloved child of God, too. That's it. There's no greater love. You know, and sitting here with you, sis, feeling that love, feeling that grace, waves of it. I'm very aware of our beautiful family that joined with us. And yeah. Thank you, guys. Thank you for opening your hearts to receive the grace of God with us.
Thank you for making it real instead of just a read through. You know, thank you for helping us go from words to experience.
Yeah. Thank you.
From concepts to a felt state. That's what you guys are bringing us.
You're healing us. You realize that? You're healing us. And you thought we were here to heal you. Well, we're here to heal each other, right?
Well, the love that I feel, I just feel anybody that's watching, and I'm like, more than anything else, I want to unloose the chains, right? Like there's this burning desire to let everybody know you can just drop it right now. You can just let that whole story go and all the defenses and come join in this beautiful place of love and grace where there's nothing missing. But I want it to be felt because it's the love that does it. We can read this course thousands of times, but without each other, we won't feel it. And when you feel it, you can put the words aside because you are it. Yeah. Anyway.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Okay. Well, we love you and we will see you next time. Thanks, sis. Thank you.